Also, I have some good news. In my previous videos, I have been teasing the idea of a video essay series where I talk about music and gaming, and I'm almost done conceptualizing it. I just need to create a very good format that is experimental and flexible. So, I promise that you're gonna be seeing that in 2025. If I do not have it ready by then, kill me! Well, it's finally here. I'm not killing myself. Roll the intro. That's right, guys, my new video essay series is finally here, and it's called BATBEATS, and you can watch episode 1 on YouTube and Newgrounds right now. But hey, before you go, you should stick around for just a little bit longer, because I do have some things I would like to say. In the past, I talked about wanting to make a series where I would be talking about music and gaming and anything in between, but I was not very consistent or focused about it. I'm just going to be casually explaining my thought process and the motivations behind making this series in the first place, because guess what? I'm not making any money from this. Let's get the obvious out of the way. I love music, and I want to talk about it. If you know me personally, or have seen any of my introduction posts on social media, or even my older YouTube videos, you would know that I am a big fan of electronic music and video game music. I'm also just a fan of many other forms of music in general, like metal and orchestral, among many other genres, though I personally despise country music though. If you like country music, that's fine, but I'm going to ask you to f*** off, because you're not getting any of that in this series. The primary focus of BATBEATS will be on artists that I really like, and the musical topics that connect music with other mediums, like movies and games. And because this series is going on both YouTube and Newgrounds, being an artist on Newgrounds means you're more likely to be featured in this series. Don't get me wrong, if you're an artist and you have been very abrasive and just a controversial figure in the eyes of the public, I might still give you the benefit of the doubt. We all make mistakes and have personal opinions, and we all arguably see the world differently after all. But if you, let's say hypothetically, groom or sexually harass underage girls and boys, or agree with hate-based rhetoric like white supremacy and Nazi ideology, you're not getting a video. F*** you. Die. Hey guys, I just remembered I need to get some gas for my car, so while my computer fixes itself, I should take the time to talk a little bit more about music, life, and just what I have been doing as of late. I hope that you guys have been doing well in spite of the current circumstances of this year. It really has been a nightmare. I'm not sure how many of my subscribers see my community posts, but I am broke, and have been for quite some time. However, it's gotten to a point where I can't really ignore it. I spent my life savings on getting a new car that I drive to this day, and it was worth it. I am going to be rebuilding my life savings from scratch, and hopefully I'll be able to get out of this place. I hope that you guys enjoyed my last video. I know that things really suck, and honestly, there is nothing that I could say that could make our situations better than they actually are. One of the things that I took really long to learn in life was that promises of the future do not invalidate feelings of the present. You have to take time to account for things happening now. By the way, I have been reading Slaughterhouse 5, and by the time you're seeing this, I definitely finished it. What a great book, man. I would recommend it, but I don't think the average TikTok user that stumbles across videos like this would find it appealing, which is a shame. It's still pretty baffling that it has taken me up until this point in time to make a music series, because music has done so much for me. It has been with me longer than anyone or anything else for that matter. It brings me so much joy and happiness in this world, even in times where I really shouldn't have anything. It's amazing. Alright, I'm back home. Before I go back to my computer, which should be fixed by now, I need to wash my hand because I got some gasoline on it when I was putting the nozzle back in its place. Should be easy though. I do not know how many people will believe this, but my life genuinely is the most boring and repetitive and needlessly difficult life you could imagine, and it's partially my fault, but making these YouTube videos has really helped me in these recent years. It has given me an outlet for my ability to express myself creatively and just advance my creative skills and build my identity. It's a glorified hobby, but I wouldn't have it any other way. With that being said, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. In practice, though, this series is not objective. It's basically just going to be me nerding and rambling out about all the artists and music-related topics that I enjoy, complemented with my music mixing skills and animation/graphic art that represents my style. Nowadays, I'm really into watching YouTube video essays about anything and everything that piques my interest, but back when I was a little kid, I used to watch a ton of documentaries that were made back in the 90s and early 2000s. So, if you're wondering why I kind of come across as a nerd, it's because of that. BATBEATS is supposed to be a middle ground between 2000s style documentaries when it comes to presentation and YouTube video essays when it comes to the format. It's the kind of thing that I would have loved to see if I was still a little kid, but since nobody else is willing to make it, I will do it myself. Also, shout out to the artists that have been helping me behind the scenes to make this series possible. In particular, Zero Remorse, Xeno, SquareShape, LEAFINQ, OverST1, and SwiftMist. Those guys in particular have really helped me, and if it was not for them, I would not have been able to do this stuff with the style that I have. The other big reason why I am making this series beyond just my personal enjoyment of music is a sense of responsibility to a philosophy that I bet you have heard many times before. Do not separate art from the artist. I can feel the hose giving me the side eye for saying that. I should be very clear though, when I say do not separate art from the artist, I do not mean that you are only allowed to enjoy art that was made by people that are morally good and favored and are on the right side of history and yada yada yada. I don't mean any of that, because if that was actually the case, we would lose over 90% of all art, because artists are not infallible beings. They are not gods. They are human, just like you and me. What I mean to say is that behind every piece of creative work that exists in the world, there's always a human behind it. The internet is kind of a paradox when you think about it. We are so connected, but so disconnected at the same time. You can go anywhere and talk to and enjoy the work of anyone, but how could you meet, learn, or enjoy the work of someone who you don't even know exists? In the age of mechanical production and digital distribution, with the exception of like the top 1% in the public eye, art is very much disassociated from those who make it. And with the rise of generative AI, who knows how long it will be before an AI can write and produce an entire song with competent skill with a fake artist name attached and nobody would notice. I mean, ghostwriters already exist, and it's only a matter of time before that process just becomes even more streamlined and disassociated by AI. Somebody worked hard to create the thing that you enjoy, and if you really enjoy a piece of creative work, it would not hurt you to learn more about the person behind it, and maybe you'll end up walking away learning something new about the artist or even yourself. You might end up learning about new music that the person has created, or you might just end up walking away learning about a new artist to listen to in general. So yeah, that's about it. This was kind of a trash video, but at least I could say I uploaded more than 2 times a month. Thanks for watching, and before you go, my next video is probably going to be on